The purpose of this kind of group, it isn't to try to stop somebody like me. They know that they cannot stop me from speaking the truth. If they could have done it, they would have accomplished that a long time ago. But this is being done to intimidate all of you, so that you will think twice the next time you want to go to a Tea Party meeting as to whether or not you want to put up with this kind of fascism. That's what they're doing. They're trying to intimidate you. And they're trying to intimidate you into thinking, well, we're going to have to think twice about our future speakers so that we don't have this kind of thing happen to disrupt our meeting. This is exactly the reason that I need to be here, and Brian Kamenhurst here needs to be here. We will not be silenced by fascists. We will not be silenced by fascists. Go back into your home. I'm just going to say a few more words and then wrap it up.
Thank God!
Yes, thank God. Thank God, the one who gave us this book. This book that tells us how to treat each other. This book that tells us how to have a civilization. And this book that tells us that sodomy is a sin against God. This is the book that tells us those things. This is the book that tells us that all sex belongs inside of marriage. And it's the book that tells us that if you follow what God does, you get good results. And it's the book that tells us that if you don't follow what God says, you get bad results. You get the kind of breakdown of your civilization that ends up with people like this coming and trying to disrupt a peaceful meeting against individuals who don't bother them. We don't do this to them. They do it to us. Look at the signs. They're claiming to be victims. They are claiming to be victims. They are victimizing you, and they're victimizing every American that agrees with our point of view. They will not allow it to be spoken because the truth is so powerful. It will destroy their movement and their agenda. The Founding Fathers didn't have this problem. The Founding Fathers had a biblical worldview. They agreed, even the deists agreed, that the Ten Commandments establishes the parameters within which liberty is possible. And if they were standing here today, they would not tolerate what is happening out there on the fringes of this group. They would be standing with us. They would not be standing with them. And I'm going to finish with this. This is a quote. You know, Pastor Lear, wasn't that a great message the Pastor Lear gave? Yeah. It was awesome. He quoted from John Adams, and I'm gonna conclude with the same founder.
Because he said I'm gonna conclude.
This is a quote from John Adams, and many of you have heard this before. This is one of the most popular quotes that people like us tend to recite at gatherings like this. John Adams said, "We have no government armed with power, capable of contending with human passions unbridled by morality and religion. Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other." Do you hear that? Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other.
Go home, you fascists! You're not American!
I beg you, in the name of God, do not allow the moles from the Republican Party to drive the social issues out of the Tea Party movement. You here represent really the last hope for our country in securing civilization in the face of anti-civilization. And I want to thank you for the privilege of being able to speak to you and say these things today. God bless you and God bless America.